We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. This is our podcast, and I have amazing host with me today. I have Megan from South Africa. I have Jackie Zaccoli she's global, but she resides in Arizona. And then I have Raksha, who is in Miami, and she's global with my YEA program. And I'm Carol Witt, and I'm the founder and director of YEA Global. And we have the pleasure of having Jenny. And Jenny, how do you say your last name?
Treurnich.
Treurnich. Treurnich? Okay.
Close enough.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome, Jenny, and come share your story with us.
Thank you very much, Carol, and thank you everyone for having me here today. I'm looking forward to talking to you all and connecting. And I think what you're doing here is very powerful. I am a mindset and embodiment coach and an energy healer. The energy healing I've been doing for a few decades. I have various modalities and I kind of pull them all together and see what each person, each client needs. The coaching I added on more recently, since the beginning of last year. I work with mindset because the inner game is so important. So many women are feeling this change and this pull, and they know they're meant for more and they can't quite put their finger on it. And that feeling, that call, that pulling, I see your hearts. It's such an important thing. And so many of us are feeling that in the world right now. And that feeling is not a problem to be fixed. It's part of an awakening. And it's what's calling us forward to be our biggest selves. And recognizing that and then helping women work through that process is essentially what I do. And the inner game, I believe, is 80% or more of how you approach anything. And the other 20% is your strategy and the specifics and what you do. But if you don't approach it with the right energy and mindset, it doesn't really matter what strategy you use, essentially. So it's so vital. And I think it's so important that we all get whatever assistance we can and gather together in communities to support each other, to help us work through that and have the tools that we need. So what I basically work with is helping women to align the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. Because what happens is our conscious mind, we have desires of what we want to achieve. And in fact, often when women are in that kind of subliminal space of feeling something calling and pulling them forward, they sometimes don't even know what they do want to achieve. They just know there's something. So part of that is also helping them figure out what they really do desire for them, what's real for them, and also helping them to expand that vision. Because I've found and I feel that women have been told so many stories over time. We've not only got our own stories that we tell ourselves or from our families, but just generationally and globally of you've got to be smaller or you can't speak out or this or that. And it's releasing all of that to even see a bigger vision, to realize, oh, I was hoping for this, but actually there's that. There's no reason to think small or be held back in any way. So it's helping expand that vision. And then what happens is no matter what our vision is pulling us towards, if our unconscious mind and the patterns and programming are holding us back, saying, oh, and so you could be going, I really want to do that. And the unconscious mind is going, who are
Hmm.
you to do that? Or do you really think you can do that? And that is so ingrained that uncovering and releasing those patterns and then aligning the unconscious and the conscious so that we can really step forward into what's next. And part of that as well, why the embodiment work is so important, is a lot of people, especially today, it's so busy and there's so much going on and there's things coming at us from all angles. And a lot of people are kind of living in their heads, to describe it like that, where it's just the next thing, and they're not taking time to breathe and to bring things down and information down into their body and feel and connect with their feelings and their truths. And when they hear things, to go, okay, is that true for me? How does that piece of information or knowledge sit in my body? Is it my truth? And to bring that in. And part of that as well is having nervous system regulation. So I have a science background as well, and I bring in a little bit of neuroscience and then techniques, body techniques, to just give the nervous system that relaxation so that there's safety. Because you also can't embody stuff, like go and embark on things and reach your dreams if it doesn't feel safe in your nervous system. So your nervous system has to be able to hold that safety for you to then manifest what you want and be in that energetic space. Because the energy isn't just, it's not just mindset, it's what's your lived reality within your body and how all of that ties together. So that's my work, and I'm really passionate about it, in bringing those elements together for real change, for transformation to occur. And yeah, I feel very drawn to helping women with this and to gathering women together in community as well. Um, I don't know whether to go into my background a little bit. I'll briefly.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, I started off with a science background, and then I did quite a few other things. And what I say to people as well who are in a situation where they feel like that's not their best work or their higher calling, it's okay. We're usually exactly where we need to be, and it's part of a process, and it's a path. And each thing that we've done previously gives us skills and helps us, and is part of our, like our bricks that we build our wall with, right? So all the different things we've done are part of who we are and lead to where we are now. So for people who are doing something that doesn't light them up, try and be your best at doing that and find the joy, even in the small moments. And B, if that really is unaligned and you're feeling, then that's your body talking to you that it's time to step into something more and step away from that and into your next thing, because that's your body talking to you and telling you that. So yeah, I did various things in my history, traveled around a lot, worked in various places. I was in marketing for quite a long time, and then I became a freelance editor and science writer for quite a while. So the freedom was great. I was like, I can spend more time with my children, I can go to the soccer games. But I found as time went on and as the work I was doing got more involved, like writing science chapters for all these textbooks, it just became a hamster wheel of its own. So even though I was working for myself, I was totally on a hamster wheel, and I was working weekends and nights and all of the time. And I had to stop and reevaluate and go, this is not what I want to be doing. While I was doing that, I was also doing the energy healing work, craniosacral therapy, reflexology, Reiki, and I have a therapy room here. And so that lit me up. when I was doing that work, I felt alive and in my purpose. And so the two ran concurrently for a long time. But I realized to fulfill what I came here to do and really step into that, I had to step away and cut off most of my income at that time and step away from it and take the leap and just step into my own truth. So it was quite scary. It wasn't always smooth. There's lots of bumps and twists and turns, but every day I'm so thankful that I did that, even when I couldn't see the path. And what I'm finding is that for some, they want to have like a whole map of where you're going before you have the safety to step into what the next thing is. But life doesn't really work like that. An alignment doesn't usually like show up with a map. It's more like an invitation. And then there needs to be that trust where you just take that next step and step into what's the next step, and the path reveals itself. And as you work on your own energy and align with your truth, it's basically about being coherent with who you are and operating in your truth, even if things out there or the world are saying this is the way everyone else does it. How does that feel in your body? And tapping into that and listening to that to go, actually, for me, no, I'm going to do this because this is aligned with who I am. And then going from there. So it's been a path, it's been a journey. I'm still on it. We're all learning as we go, which is beautiful. That's life, right? Is trying to be better each day and stepping into more and more of who we are each day and becoming more coherent with our energy and the truth that we speak and coming from that place. So
So
yeah,
beautiful.
that's essentially what I do and my story and who I help.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing it. And thank you for supporting women to really and truly step into their journey, their passion, their excitement in life. Thank you. Okay, who has questions for Jenny? Raise your hands. All right, Megan, go ahead.
Thanks, Carol, and thank you very much, Jenny, for sharing that with you. I absolutely agree with what Jackie popped into the chat there. You've got this amazing piece about you, and I'm just sinking lower and lower in my chair here, listening to you. So, Jenny, I've had the privilege of having an energy healer almost at my beck and call for the last few years. I had a really close relationship with him for a while, and it's one of those circumstances, I think, where people initially assume you might be like a palm reader, right? And they hear about this energy reader and they go, oh, maybe I should try that one day. But from your perspective as a bona fide, real energy healer, and I say this with no respect to palm readers or anyone else in similar professions, but what do you say would be that thing that tells somebody that an energy healer might be the person they need to go and find to help them along? Because, sometimes you feel off and you don't know what it is, or that you've been through a bit of trauma and you're not quite sure what the requirement is for going to find an energy healer. And I think that would be something that a lot of people might be wondering about.
Wow, thank you, Megan. That's a really beautiful question. It's not so much a requirement that you would need to have. It's more if you feel if that's resonated with you, if you hear that and you think, oh, an energy healer, and there's a yes in your body, that's your first indication that it matches with you and who you are. But essentially anybody can benefit from energy healing. We're all energetic beings.
Yes.
We're all spiritual beings here, just in a body, and we are energy. And this the science is catching up with what many people have known for thousands of years, in that our cells emit biophotons, they emit light, they're communicating, our energy fields are measurable now. And being sent healing energy by somebody, or just accessing your own energy, communicating with your cells, is beneficial to every single one of us. And it's who we are at our core. I think we all have these superpowers within us. We don't tap into our bodies and acknowledge how powerful we are. And we as energy healers, we don't heal anybody. You heal yourself. We just facilitate and help, but essentially the healing comes from you, and you are the one with the power. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Jackie, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Thank you. Jenny, as I said, it's nice to have you open about what is happening. And I'm sure Carol's jumping up and down inside, because that's exactly what she's been preaching for as long as I've known her. So it's nice to have a cohort, so to speak, on the same path. My question to you is, how are you presenting this? In other words, what are your services? Are you doing it as an individual coach? Do you actually do it in workshops? Tell us how that works, and then what is your need? So those two are my
Sure.
questions.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Essentially, I'm presenting it in two ways. How I have been doing it and how I am still doing it and will be as well is one-on-one coaching, helping women go through that transformational process. But what I've been wanting to do all along, and what I'm about to do now, is I'm launching a mastermind for spiritual women, essentially for women light workers, whether or not they identify with that term. It's quite a deep level, gathering women who resonate together, essentially. And it's a co-creation process going into topics like energy, like manifestation, like channeling, even the nature of the universe, and purpose, and looking at how we as energetic beings, what we not need to do, what we get to focus on and do to bring forth all the things around that. So it's unlocking so many doors, like abundance and better relationships and more flow, more ease, less struggle, unlocking all of that by your energy and presence, and understanding things around us better, of how to operate in this world. So the mastermind is what's making me really excited. And I don't have my masterclass yet together for that, so I can't drop that link in, but anyone who this resonates with even a little bit and is interested is welcome to contact me, and we can set up a meeting and see if there's alignment there. Besides that, maybe following me on my YouTube channel, which I'm trying to grow, that would be amazing too. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. And Raksha, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I loved when you said you're energy healer, but you don't do the healing. We do it ourselves internally, right? Because we've been trained to say, okay, go to a doctor, get a prescription, and when we come to you, there is no prescription.
Yeah.
There is just connection, right? So my question was going to be, how does a person work with you? And you said right now you're in the process of creating a masterclass to get it out there. Is this something that somebody can participate virtually, or do they have to be in the room with you?
No, absolutely, it's virtual. I'm
Okay.
in South Africa. Most of my clients are in the US, Canada, a few in Europe. Global, global world, global society. It's women who resonate with the energy. I think we're each called and attracted to co-create with certain people who we resonate with energetically. And in many cases, we have contracts already before we even get here
Yeah.
to this planet to learn from or help or work with or just co-create or in some manner together to build this society and the energy and what the great change that's happening right now on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no, it's all virtual. People are welcome to contact me. I believe links will be below. And whether it's for the one-on-one or they're interested in the mastermind. This is the first time I'm talking publicly about them. I've spoken to a lot of people about it, but the launch will be happening very, very soon. And a lot of it's coming together and it's just really, really exciting for me.
So,
You,
do you collaborate with other energy healers and vibration raisers? Or there's some people here in Florida that I work with,
Yeah.
and I love the work that they're doing, and I love the way that they do it. But I'm so tunnel visioned about how this happens that I have to dissect everything, which doesn't serve, right? It doesn't serve. It's about the being and the believing and the allowing. But when you've been when you have experiences that haven't been positive in that field, it's difficult to build that trust, right? And sometimes I can feel where I'm putting myself down because of that trust, really. It's a trust.
Just,
What would,
yeah.
yeah, trust is a big issue. Um,
Mm.
what would you say to somebody like me that wants to experiment with energy healing, but is skeptical because when I'm being a skeptic, the healing is not allowed, right? The universe won't allow the healing. So
What
it's a catch-22.
I just want to first cycle back to something you said earlier that I wanted to pick up on as well. When you were talking about we've been told to go to doctors and just listen to whatever they say and that we heal ourselves. I think it's so much part of that old paradigm of just giving our power away, when
Mm-hmm.
actually the power is within us and we own our power. And it's become a habit in many cases to just defer to, other people and authorities and, oh, they must know. And we're just giving our power away. So, yeah, just listening into your own body and your own wisdom. We all have the innate ability to heal within us. So, to come to your question of trust, I think the first thing is trusting ourselves. Like if each person trusts themselves and the power of their body to heal and sees themselves as the energetic being first and foremost, then who they go to help facilitate becomes easier because it's firstly, you're not going through that barrier of it's all about that person. You're
Mm-hmm.
coming at it, this is me and my energy and my wisdom and my power, and I know that I have the ability to heal myself, and I'm going to trust how my body feels when I talk to different people and see, does this feel right for me? But essentially to know it's you that's doing it. And then if something feels off, I mean, there's a lot of really beautiful people doing amazing work, and there's so many modalities that do amazing things. And so it's not about this one being right and this one about wrong. It's also different things help different people because of where they're at and what they need. We're all individual, but it's so yeah, there's a lot of amazing people out there. Unfortunately, there's also some people who aren't quite in integrity. It's like that in any field,
Yeah.
generally in the world. So it's just reading into your own energy and trusting when that doesn't feel aligned to just quietly walk away and find when it is aligned. And ultimately, we know. In many cases, we've just shut off the signals from our body so much that we hear the signal screaming at us and we go, oh, I must be wrong, or it must be something else. And our body's going like, no, here's the message. So it's trusting ourselves and knowing that we can do it. It's not about placing your trust that there is a level of trust, obviously, with the person that you're working with. Trust does come into it, but it's not taking all that trust and putting it externally. It's using your own body to see, is that trust valid? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've started doing a lot of muscle testing. That's what I use because I don't always have my pendulum with me. So I do a lot of muscle testing and internal things when I'm with somebody for the first time or they're pitching something. And that's how I kind of, whether I move forward with it or back away from it. Um, so yeah, I appreciate the work you're doing. It's very much needed.
Okay.
So Jenny, I have a last question for you, and mine's going to go in a different direction because I teach mindset. It's the biggest deal. And that is like the foundation for me, is where we start. So what for you, how did you come about seeing that mindset is like kind of the foundation of where anyone starts is what's happening up here. How did you come to see that for yourself, to be able to offer it to others?
Sure. Thanks, Carol. That's a many layered question. I think it happened in small increments over time of just self-development and the communities that I was in. I was part of an angel group for many years, an amazing angel teacher, and we would gather once a year for a retreat, and that was a big part of it. And then the energy healing work I was doing. And when I brought in the craniosacral therapy, which I love, I feel very alive and very at peace when I'm in that space. Each thing was like another building block that showed me how interconnected everything is. And then the mindset work just led naturally from that. It just feels like part of who I am. I couldn't really put a little start pin in it. It was an evolution, but it makes so much sense to me because it's starting with the inside and then going out, rather than trying to struggle and pull in all these different pieces from outside and try and wangle that into who we are and then they don't fit. Some of those pieces might fit and some really don't. And we're trying to build things and create, and whether that's a business or life or whatever that is we're trying to create, those external pieces from other people aren't what's going to make it happen. It's what's within us. So starting at that point just seemed like the natural place. And yeah, it was a natural progression from life, I guess.
I love it. For me also, I wrote a book around mindset, and it is how I created my course. After I wrote that book, I went through quite the journey inside of mindset, and then I was able to write it as a course. And so it was really honestly a journey for myself also. Yeah. Self-discovery. Yes.
Yeah.
Jenny, thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, everybody, thank you for being an amazing part of this podcast. If you really and truly want to get your story out, please reach out to one of us. And we're all over LinkedIn, and tell us that you would like to share your story on here. We're always looking for women that want to just inspire and empower other women. That's what this platform's all about. This podcast is to empower and inspire other women. And we do this on Mondays and we do it on Fridays. We do 1 episode on Monday and 2 episodes on Friday. So please join us. And if you love this, please share it. Please comment, and please subscribe to our channel, and join us again for another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. Guys, we all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together. Bye, everyone.